The mystery that happens while you sleep. Every night, at the exact moment your body lets go and your eyes close, something else begins to awaken inside your cat. Not in a dramatic way, not with noise or chaos, but in silence, in focus, in a state of awareness that most people never notice. While you sink into rest, your cat shifts into a different role, one that is deeply rooted in instinct and something far more personal than you might imagine. You believe the day has ended, but for your cat, a different kind of watch has just begun. Researchers in feline behavior have observed that cats do not experience sleep the way humans do. Their rest is lighter, more fragmented, and guided by a constant readiness. Even when their eyes are closed, their senses remain partially active, scanning the environment with precision. Ears adjust to the smallest sounds, whiskers detect subtle changes in the air, and the brain continues processing what is happening around them. This means that when you are at your most vulnerable, completely disconnected from the world, your cat is still present inside it, aware of what surrounds both of you. But there is something even more revealing beneath this instinct. Studies and observations from animal behavior specialists show that cats adapt their vigilance depending on who shares their space. Over time, they begin to associate certain individuals with safety, territory, and emotional significance. When your cat forms a bond with you, its awareness is no longer neutral. It becomes directed. It begins to include you in its internal map of what matters, what must be observed, and what cannot be ignored. This is why certain things happen during the night that feel difficult to explain. The quiet footsteps across the room, precise and controlled. The sudden pause in the dark, as if something is being evaluated. The subtle sensation that, even in silence, you are not entirely alone. These are not random behaviors. They are expressions of a mind that remains engaged while yours has stepped away. And the most surprising part is this. All this time, you believed your cat was simply being a cat, the instinct that never turns off. As the night deepens and everything around you slows down, your cat does not follow the same rhythm. While your body enters a state of disconnection, your cat's mind shifts into a different mode, one that has been refined over thousands of years. Specialists in animal behavior explain that cats are naturally wired to become more alert when the environment grows quieter. This is not sleuchinist, it is design. Their biology prepares them to function when visibility is low and silence dominates, turning the night into a space of heightened perception. Unlike humans, who descend into deeper and longer cycles of sleep, cats operate in short, light phases of rest. Their nervous system never fully disengages. Even when they appear still, their awareness remains active, ready to respond at any moment. Their ears rotate toward distant sounds, capturing frequencies that human hearing cannot detect. Their bodies remain poised, capable of moving instantly from stillness to action without hesitation. Researchers from universities that study animal cognition have observed that this constant state of readiness allows cats to maintain control over their territory even while resting. The environment is never left unchecked. It is continuously monitored, reassessed, and understood. This is how a cat ensures stability in a world where unpredictability can mean danger. But here is where something deeper begins to emerge. When a cat lives with a human, this instinct does not disappear. It evolves. The territory is no longer just walls and objects. It includes presence, routine, and connection. Over time, your cat begins to associate you with its sense of stability, and that changes how its awareness is directed. What was once pure survival becomes something more complex. The vigilance remains, but it gains focus. It gains intention. And as this instinct merges with the bond your cat has formed with you, the behaviors that follow during the night start to carry a meaning most people never stop to question. This is the point where instinct is no longer just instinct. He patrols the house while you sleep. While your body remains still and your breathing settles into a steady rhythm, your cat begins to move with purpose. It leaves the quiet space where you rest and starts walking through the house, step by step, with a precision that seems almost calculated. This is not restlessness. It is not boredom. It is something far more intentional. What you perceive as random movement is, in reality, a structured inspection of the territory. Experts in feline behavior explain that cats maintain a detailed mental map of their environment. Every object, every corner, every familiar scent is stored and constantly compared against what they perceive in the present moment. During the night, when external noise decreases and the environment becomes more predictable, this instinct becomes even sharper. The silence allows them to detect subtle inconsistencies, small changes that would go completely unnoticed during the day. Researchers who study animal routines have observed that cats often perform these patrols in repeated patterns. They revisit the same locations, pause in specific areas, and take time to listen before moving again. This repetition is not meaningless. It is a method, a way of confirming that everything remains under control, that no unexpected presence has entered their space, that the environment is stable. But when you are part of that environment, something important changes. You are no longer separate from what your cat monitors. You become included in what must be verified. This is why your cat does not simply stay near you all night. It leaves, checks, and returns. It ensures that the entire territory, including the space where you rest, remains secure. Specialists often point out that this behavior is deeply connected to how cats define responsibility within their environment. When a bond is formed, the lines between self, territory, and companion begin to merge. Your presence becomes something that must be accounted for, something that cannot be ignored. You sleep without awareness of what surrounds you. Your cat does not have that luxury. It moves through the darkness, confirming that everything is exactly where it should be. You sleep. He verifies. And once you begin to see this pattern for what it truly is, the next behavior reveals something even more precise. He chooses strategic places to stay. At some point during the night, your cat stops moving. But this stillness is not random. It is calculated. The place where your cat decides to stay is never chosen by chance. It is selected with a level of awareness that most people completely overlook. What seems like a simple preference is, in reality, positioning. Experts in feline behavior explain that cats instinctively seek locations that maximize their ability to observe and respond. This is why you often find your cat near the bedroom door, on elevated surfaces, or close to your head while you sleep. These positions are not about comfort alone. They offer visibility, acoustic advantage, and immediate access to movement. From these points, your cat can monitor both you and the surrounding environment at the same time. Researchers who study spatial behavior in animals have observed that cats consistently choose areas where they can detect changes first. Height gives them a broader field of vision. Proximity to entrances allows them to track any movement coming from outside the room. Staying near your head places them close to your breathing and subtle shifts in your body. Each position serves a function. Each choice increases their awareness. But there is a deeper layer to this behavior. When your cat chooses to stay close to you, especially near your upper body, it is not only about control of the environment, it is also about connection. Specialists explain that cats use proximity to regulate their sense of safety. Being near you allows them to monitor not just external factors, but your state as well. This is why your cat may change positions throughout the night. It adjusts, recalculates, and settles again. Not out of indecision, but out of continuous assessment. It is always searching for the point where it can see, hear, and react most effectively. What you see as a cat lying quietly in a corner or beside you is actually a presence placed with intention. And when you realize that your cat is not just resting but positioning itself with purpose, the next behavior begins to take on a completely different meaning. He watches you while you sleep. At some moment during the night, without you realizing it, your cat stops everything and simply looks at you. No movement, no sound, just a fixed gaze in the dark. For many people, this feels strange when they notice it. But what is happening here is not random, and it is not meaningless. It is one of the clearest expressions of silent vigilance. Specialists in animal behavior explain that cats rely heavily on visual monitoring to understand the state of those around them. When your cat looks at you while you sleep, it is not just staring. It is observing patterns, the rhythm of your breathing, the subtle movements of your body, the way your position shifts over time. These small signals tell your cat whether everything is normal. Researchers who study feline cognition have observed that cats become highly attuned to the routines and physical cues of the humans they bond with. Over time, they learn what is expected, what is stable, and what might indicate a change. When something falls outside of that pattern, their attention increases. This is why their gaze can feel so intense. It is focused, deliberate, and informed by familiarity. But there is also an emotional dimension that most people overlook. When a cat chooses to watch you instead of disengaging completely, it is maintaining a form of connection even while you are not conscious. It keeps you within its field of awareness, not because it has to, but because it recognizes you as part of what matters in its environment. This behavior becomes even more evident in quiet moments when there are no distractions. The night creates the perfect condition for this kind of observation. No competing sounds, no sudden movements, just a steady presence watching over what it has learned to recognize. What feels like an unusual habit is, in reality, a continuous check of your state. A silent confirmation that everything remains as it should be. And when you begin to understand that your cat is not just present, but actively aware of you in these moments, the next behavior reveals something even more precise about how it interacts with the world around both of you.
He reacts to sounds you do not even notice. During the night, when everything seems silent to you, your cat is experiencing a completely different reality. What feels like stillness is, for your cat, filled with subtle layers of sound and vibration. And this is where one of the most misunderstood behaviors begins to reveal its true meaning. You may notice your cat suddenly lifting its head, turning its ears, or even moving quickly toward a specific direction without any visible reason.
From your perspective, nothing happened. No noise, no movement, no change. But from your cat's perspective, something shifted. Specialists in animal behavior explain that cats can detect frequencies far beyond human hearing. Their ears are designed to capture high-pitched sounds and tiny variations in the environment, such as distant footsteps, slight movements behind walls, or even the faint vibration of objects. This sensitivity allows them to react to things long before humans become aware of them. Researchers from centers dedicated to animal perception have observed that this ability is not passive. Cats actively interpret what they hear. They assess whether a sound is familiar, harmless, or something that requires attention. This is why their reactions can appear sudden and precise. They are not guessing. They are responding based on information you simply do not have access to. But when this happens while you are asleep, the behavior takes on another layer. Your cat is not just reacting for itself. It is reacting within a shared environment that includes you. It becomes the first point of contact between the unknown and the space where you are resting. This is why your cat may change posture instantly, remain alert for several seconds, or move toward a sound you never perceived. It is processing the environment in real time, ensuring that anything unusual is identified and understood before it becomes a potential threat. What feels like a sudden, unnecessary reaction is actually a highly refined system of awareness operating in the background while you sleep. And once you realize that your cat is constantly detecting what you cannot, the next behavior reveals something even more intimate about how it stays connected to you during the night. He sleeps touching you, but it is not just comfort. At some point in the night, your cat chooses to stay close, not just near you, but in direct contact, against your legs, beside your chest, near your head. To most people, this feels like a simple act of affection or a search for warmth. But there is a deeper function behind this behavior that goes far beyond comfort. Specialists in feline behavior explain that physical contact allows cats to gather information in ways that distance does not. Through touch, they can detect subtle changes in body temperature, small movements, and even variations in breathing rhythm. When your cat presses its body against yours, it is not only resting, it is monitoring. Researchers who study animal bonding have observed that cats often choose physical closeness with individuals they trust the most. This proximity creates a continuous feedback loop. Your movements, even the smallest ones, are immediately perceived. Any unusual shift is instantly registered. This is why your cat may reposition itself throughout the night, maintaining that connection without fully disengaging. There is also an element of regulation in this behavior. Being in contact with you stabilizes your cat's sense of security, while at the same time allowing it to remain aware of your state. It is a shared space of rest, but not a shared level of unconsciousness. Your body sleeps deeply. Your cat remains partially alert within that connection. Experts often point out that this kind of behavior reflects a merging of instinct and bond. The instinct drives the need to stay aware. The bond determines where that awareness is focused. And when both come together, your cat chooses to stay in the one place where it can feel, detect, and respond at the same time. What feels like a quiet, affectionate gesture is, in reality, a position of constant awareness. And when you begin to understand that even in stillness your cat is actively connected to you, the next behavior challenges something most people interpret completely wrong. He wakes you up out of nowhere. In the middle of the night, without warning, your cat interrupts your sleep. A sudden movement, a paw touching your face, a soft bite, a persistent sound. You wake up confused, sometimes irritated, trying to understand why it happened. It feels unnecessary. It feels like disturbance. But this behavior carries a meaning that most people misinterpret. Specialists in animal behavior explain that cats do not act without reason, especially during periods when their instincts are fully active. When your cat chooses to wake you, it is often responding to a change that it has already detected. Something shifted in the environment, in the soundscape, or even in your own physical state. And while you remain unaware, your cat reacts. Researchers who study feline-human interaction have observed that cats can become sensitive to subtle irregularities in breathing patterns, body movement, or even emotional states during sleep. When something falls outside what they recognize as normal, their response is not passive. It becomes direct. Waking you is not random. It is intervention. There are also moments when the alert is external. A sound, a presence, or a disturbance that your cat cannot ignore. In these situations, your cat does not process the information alone. It involves you. Not because it needs help, but because you are part of the environment that must respond. Experts often emphasize that this behavior reflects a form of decision. Your cat evaluates what it perceives and determines that remaining silent is not the correct response. It chooses to act, and that action is directed at you. What feels like inconvenience is, in many cases, a reaction to something you did not notice. And when you begin to question why your cat breaks your sleep with such precision, the final behavior reveals the full extent of what has been happening all along. He makes repeated rounds during the night. Throughout the night, while time seems to pass unnoticed for you, your cat follows a pattern that almost no one pays attention to. It moves, stops, observes, returns, and then repeats the same path again. Not once, not twice, but several times. This is not random wandering. It is a cycle, a continuous system of verification that never fully stops. Specialists in feline behavior explain that cats operate through repetition when it comes to territory control. By revisiting the same areas, they confirm that everything remains stable. Each round is a comparison between what was there before and what exists now. This pattern allows them to detect even the smallest inconsistency over time. Nothing is left unchecked for too long. Researchers who study animal routines have observed that this behavior becomes more structured during the night. With fewer external distractions, the cat's focus sharpens. Movements become more deliberate. The path it follows is not chosen randomly. It is optimized. Each stop has a purpose. Each return reinforces a sense of control over the environment. But when you are part of that environment, these rounds gain another meaning. Your cat is not only checking spaces, it is also checking presence. This is why it may return to the room where you sleep multiple times, even after leaving. It confirms that you are still there, that everything remains unchanged, that the balance of the environment is intact. Experts often describe this as active vigilance. Not a single moment of awareness, but a sustained process that extends through the entire night. While your body remains in deep rest for hours, your cat never fully disconnects. It cycles between movement and observation, maintaining a level of control that you do not perceive. What appears to be simple movement in the dark is, in reality, a structured behavior driven by instinct and shaped by connection. While you rest without interruption, your cat continues to monitor, confirm, and return. And when you understand that this pattern repeats again and again without pause, the meaning behind everything you have seen begins to change completely. What this really means. Now you begin to see the pattern in a way that most people never do. None of these behaviors are isolated. They are not random habits or personality quirks. They are connected. Each movement, each pause, each reaction is part of a system that has been quietly unfolding every night while you were unaware. Specialists in animal behavior explain that cats are not driven by obligation in the way many other animals are. They do not follow commands, they do not act to please, and they do not operate under imposed roles. Their actions come from choice, from instinct shaped by experience, and from the bonds they decide to form. This is what makes everything you have just understood so significant. Researchers who study feline-human relationships have observed that when a cat includes a human in its internal world, something changes in its behavior. The environment is no longer just a physical space. It becomes shared. The cat begins to respond not only to external factors, but also to the presence and state of that person. Awareness becomes directed. Attention becomes intentional. This is why your cat does not simply exist in the same space as you. It adapts, it monitors, it positions itself, it reacts. Not because it has to, but because it recognizes you as part of what matters within its territory. Experts often emphasize that unlike animals that are socially dependent, cats maintain a high degree of independence even when bonded. This means that when they choose to stay aware of you, to remain present, to adjust their behavior around you, it is not driven by necessity. It is driven by decision. Your cat does not protect you because it needs to. It protects you because, in its own way, it has decided that you belong to its world. You were never really alone. Tonight, when you turn off the lights and your body begins to slow down, something inside you may feel different. Not because anything around you has changed, but because now you understand what was always there. The silence of the night is no longer empty. It is filled with presence, with awareness, with a quiet form of attention that never truly fades. Specialists in animal behavior often explain that perception changes everything. The moment you recognize a pattern, you can no longer ignore it. And now, you know that while you rest, your cat does not simply disappear into sleep. It remains connected to the environment, to the space, and to you. Researchers who study human-animal bonds have observed that this kind of silent connection is one of the strongest forms of trust an animal can show. It does not demand attention. It does not ask to be noticed. It simply exists consistently, without interruption. Your cat does not need recognition for what it does during the night. It acts regardless. This is why, from this moment on, small things will begin to stand out. The position your cat chooses before you fall asleep, the quiet movement in the dark, the moments when it returns to the room and settles again, as if confirming something only it understands. These details were always there, but now they carry meaning. Experts often say that true understanding changes the relationship itself. And once you see your cat not just as a companion, but as an aware presence that shares your space with intention, something shifts. Respect grows. Curiosity deepens. The connection becomes more conscious. So tonight, before you close your eyes, take a moment. Notice where your cat is. Notice how it moves. Because once the darkness settles and you drift into sleep, the world does not go completely quiet. And maybe for the first time, you will realize that you were never really alone.